So I'll need to do a brief introduction of myself, and you can also do yours too. So I'm a senior born Amos. The Technoid coach instructor for these cohorts of February. So if you don't mind, can you turn on your camera? Let me see you so that in case I meet you outside, I'll be able to recognize you. Benjamin? Okay, please, can you introduce yourself? I'm listening. Can you introduce yourself?
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just putting on the shirt. I'm Benjamin Gene by
Okay,
name. I'm from Delta State.
okay, okay. You're welcome. No
Thank
problem.
you
You
very
can
much.
turn off your yeah. So, what coding knowledge do you have before now?
I don't. I'm a novice in this coding office stuff. I don't have any knowledge from it.
Okay. So, what's the level now? I'd like to know so that I'll know the kind of programming I'll be taking you through.
You said?
I said, what class are you? Because the program is for 6 to 16 years.
6 to 16.
Yes.
Okay. I'm 17 years of age.
Okay. So it's likely you'll be in higher institution or
Yes.
awaiting or which one?
My first
You're
year
in
in high
higher
school.
institution. Okay.
Yes.
Like what course? Your course of study?
Electrical engineering.
Okay. Ah, it's good to know now. That's the course I studied though. It's nice.
Good,
Okay.
good to hear.
So yeah. Are you joining with your system?
No.
Okay. Okay. Um, since you're not joining with your system, I like today's class. I thought it would be more of the higher institution students that will be joining us, but so far you're the one that has joined. Okay, you said you're in year one.
Yes.
Okay, so before now, if I may ask, have you heard of coding before?
Yes.
Okay, so
One of my course mates does it. So he even introduced me to the group. But unfortunately, I've not been following up with the class due to my tight schedule. So he's the one that introduced me to this coding stuff. So I was eager to learn about it. That's why I joined the class.
okay, so I just remember something. Did you fill the form? There was
I
a
no,
form
I
on.
didn't.
Okay,
I
but
don't
you're
think I
you're
don't
on the
think I
group.
saw it. I didn't.
Okay, but you're on the group, right?
Yes, yes, I'm in the group.
Uh, what's your WhatsApp number so that I'll know to send you a link to join the Google Classroom?
Um,
And I'll be able to join the Google Classroom. There's a classroom where we post videos, resources, and other things like the previous two classes. You can go back and watch them and practice.
okay. I can drop the number on the chat. Or I should
Okay,
message the admin.
okay. Message admin, yeah. You
Okay,
can
okay,
message
thank
me
you.
on WhatsApp, yeah. Okay, so
Okay, I will
let's
do that.
continue. Yeah. So, do you have a system?
No, I don't. For now, but I'm planning on getting one before
Okay.
resumption because I'm still on my IT before I resume our second year because we're on a 3 months COS training. So I'm planning on getting.
Okay. Okay. So, I wanted to just take you through the beginning, the basics. So we'll talk about coding. Coding is the process of writing set of instructions. I don't know if you are with a notebook or something,
Yes.
maybe to jot.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm with you.
okay. So I'll just be a bit fast because we've passed all these stages.
No
So
problem.
coding, yeah, coding is the process of writing set of instructions for the computer to execute.
Okay.
So when we say execute means for the computer to do. Just like you have your normal system, if you boot the system, it will load to the desktop, just show you the windows. If you have a background picture, it will just show you what's there on the desktop. And you'll be the one to like navigate and tell it, go to the right, launch this program for me, what will it do, and all those things. So you'll be the one to tell it what it will do for you, entirely what it will do for you. So it does not have that knowledge to say, oh, let me let me open it. It's as if, okay, I have something in mind, let me open it, let me type for you, let me do this. You be the one to keep instructing it. But the difference is that you're doing that using maybe a particular software. But these days, early 2000, what they use computers to do is only to type. I'm coming, let me check if another student is here.
Okay.
I just got a notification. Just hold on. Actually, some software is about opening. Yeah. Let's not as even log the person out. So, when we talk about coding, coding has to do with writing set of instructions for the computer to execute. That's the basics or the primary level of that coding. But when we talk about coding for your level in higher institution, we say programming. Programming has to do with writing set of instructions using programming languages. We have several programming languages. We um have you heard of some programming languages before now?
Something like C++, Python,
Okay,
JavaScript.
okay. So for your course, the one you will use mostly is a C plus plus. So you use to
Okay.
program Arduino boards. That will be later on, maybe in year 3 or so. Uh-huh.
Okay.
So that's where you now practice embedded systems. From the knowledge of embedded systems, you can now also program robots. But I know that in higher institution, they will not want to teach you. They will just be giving you wooing people with the theories. And maybe in the process of CWES, you can find a better way of learning. Okay, let me admit another person. Okay. So we'll now talk about this programming. It has thousands of languages. So we have different programming languages like Python, just like you mentioned, C++. We have C sharp. We have JavaScript. We have Java. There's also scripts too. There's a combination of Java and script. We have so many. We have so many thousands of those programming languages. So when we talk about programming, I said, is a process of using a particular programming language, the right set of instructions for the computer to execute. So that's that about programming. Someone just joined us, Opeyemi. Opeyemi, it seems you've joined us previously, right? Opeyemi, you can unmute your mic and speak. I want to know if you are with us then, so that I'll be able to carry the other person along.
I'm
Okpeyemi?
with you, ma.
Okay.
Ma, I'm with
So
you.
yeah, it seems you've joined
Yes,
our class before, right?
yes, ma.
Okay. Please, I'd like to know your level so that I'll know if to carry on along with this.
And you, ma.
And the one.
Yes, ma.
Okay. Okay, so ND1. So although today's class is mostly for text programming. So we have different types of programming. We have the block programming and also the text programming. So for the last 2 weeks, previous weeks, we were on block programming. Yeah, Okpeyemi, I can see your hand. Do you have any question?
No, ma.
Okay. So the last two classes was about block programming where we use visuals to write codes and build them like blocks using the Scratch software. So you can go back. That's why I said maybe chat me, private chat me, so that you have access to that Google Classroom. You can go and watch them. So we've passed that, we did that for the past 2 weeks. So for this week, since we have more of the higher institution students, we want to move over to what we call text programming. Text programming has to do with you writing, using text. That's you use your keyboards to be typing, like the HTML, CSS. You now be the one to say int that, this, that. You be the one to tell it what it will do, rather than the scratch that you just drag blocks and you build. Koyemi, well, it seems you were in the first class, so you just drag blocks, put it there, and you continue building. But this time around, because as you've grown, that block programming may not really interest you because it's mostly used for games and animations. So this one is the one that we now use to say, okay, we want to program a website. I want to do mobile app. I want to do this. I want to do that. So for our class, for the text programming, our focus will be on website development. Our focus will be on website development. So when we talk about website development, can any of you tell me your knowledge, previous knowledge you know about websites? You've been hearing about website development, website development. Have you thought of it to say or to ask?
From my own end, I have.
Okay, I'm listening. Yeah, who is talking?
Ini.
Okay, you can go ahead. I'm listening. Oh. Ah, I'm just getting background noise. I said I was listening. Only that I wanted to share a PDF with us. Let's hold on. Yes. Yeah, I'm listening. What is website development? Who has an idea? Okay, none of you have the idea. Okay. How many of you have seen an exercise book before? Let me start from there. If you've seen an exercise book before,
I've seen it.
you've seen,
Yes.
you have an exercise book. So a website can be likened to an exercise book. But the difference is that the normal exercise book you write physically on top, and it has pages. The things you write on top are what to call contents. So you could write text, you could draw. That's the most you can do about that. Or that's for physical notebook. But when we talk about the website, website is a collection of web pages that can be accessed over the internet or across the internet through a common domain name. Did you get that?
Yes.
Okay. This thing is angry.
I can hear you.
Okay. I wanted to share a PDF with us.
Okay.
They open now. So I said that a website is a collection of web pages that can be accessed through the internet under a common domain name. So we'll talk about this website development. It has some career paths. Just like you have in electrical electronics engineering, you have power option, telecommunication option, instrumentation option, and which other one? Electronics option. So
That
those are the area of specializations that you have in electrical electronics engineering. So when it comes to website development, we have areas of specialization. We have what we call the front end development, back end development, and the full stack development. Why I'm taking my time like this is because the other person is out. So let me explain more to you so that you really understand what we are about getting into, since you have no knowledge of it. So we'll talk about the front end development. Front end development is the process of writing the user side code of the website. I repeat
you said
myself
you
again. The
said-
front end development is a process of writing the user side code of a website.
okay.
So when we say user side code, it means you visited a website before. Take for instance your school website. You see that interface. Once you just log in www.whatever.com, you just see that let me try doing something. Let me log into our website and explain. It will be, I wanted to open the PDF, but it's still not opening. So let me see how to get something out. Just hold on. Just unnecessarily hungry. That's just okay. Let me explain while I wait for it. So if you visited your school website, you see it has that interface home, about us, services, like the one for school. You see course, your courses, you see where you can apply for admission, you see where you can pay school fees, you see where you can generate RRR code, you see where you can do so many things. So that thing you're seeing is the user side, because the user, when he visits that website, will be able to input the email or username, password, and also sign in. The user interacts with that part once you just open it. So that's called the user side. So the person who designs or who programs that front, that the user is using is what we call what? The front end development. Did you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. So why the person who, okay, let me put it this way. Have you imagined someone who, or have you imagined that you input your details, all you know is that as you input your username and your password, it opens. Have you imagined that, where are my details? Where is my username going to? Where is my password going to? Have you asked yourself such question before?
Yes. Most times I do.
You just, all you know is that you typed it. After you typed it, you just open. Is it that there's a container somewhere, or can they go back there and get my details or something? They can get it if they're interested in it. But the person who designs that place where your data are stored and every kind of information that you can no longer retrieve from, all you know is if you input a wrong password, it will show you that you inputted the wrong password. So that place that is running that data, that is processing those data, is known as the back end development. You can't see it. It is only the developer, the person who designs it. Like a programmer is also called a developer. So for website developer, we call them web devs. You hear devs or devs up. That's developers. So that developer who did that, who is at the back doing something that your eyes can't see, that the user can see, that person is called what? The back end developer. So do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. So while the last one, full stack development, okay, I didn't really define that back end. Okay, back end development is the process of writing the data code, the data side code or the server side code. Okay, let me put this server. It's the process of writing the server side code. Side is SIDE.
Okay.
Okay. So while full stack development is the process of creating both the front and back end development.
Okay.
So those people we call them the Odogu developers. You know front, you know back, you know everything. So those
You
people
said
that are the
they call
full
them what?
stack. I say that's in slang. We call them Odogu developers. Like
Okay.
they are the kings. You know how
Yes.
to develop front, you know how to develop back, you know, and all those things. So they are like the kings of the whole thing. And the person is able to control the server. The person is able to control the user. The person is the king. So that's just about that. Now, okay, the name. So for front end development, the person who designs this is called the front end developer. Then back end development, the person who designs this is called the back end developer. Then also for full stack development, the person who does that is called the full stack developer.
Okay.
So like you, there's a newbie, there's a new person who will start from the front end development. So and will progress that way.
Um,
I'm sorry about my background noise, it's my neighbor's child.
okay.
Okay, I can see that your hand is up. Do you have any
Yes.
question?
Yes. I want to ask you
Okay,
a question.
yeah.
Is front end developer the same thing as UI design?
No, UI UX designer is like, you know, a graphics designer.
Yeah, yeah,
A
yeah.
graphics designer, someone who does designs using Corel Draw, maybe Adobe Illustrator and all those Canva and all those things. Now, the UI UX has to do with user interface. That's the meaning of UI. And the other one is the user experience. Those people tend to use dimensions to design. They move from the normal level of let me just design. They are now looking at creativity. They want to design in a way that the user interface, once the user sees it, the user sticks there. Once the user uses it, touches the, that's maybe if the person is seeing it on a smartphone, the experience will be wow. So a UI UX person is an advanced graphic designer.
Okay.
Uh-huh. So also it plays a vital role in mobile app development. So if you know how to design interfaces very well, it will be very captivating, give dimensions. Then you now know that you work with that person will work with a web developer. The person will give you this or mobile app developer. The person will give you dimensions. I want image that will be like this. So that once they open that mobile app, wow, the image is there, fantastic, and all those things. So that's just about that. Okay. Should I continue?
Yes, you can continue.
Okay. So for this website development, that's starting from the front end, just like we have our notebook we use in writing, but we will not be using a notebook. We'll be using a software known as Visual Studio Code.
Known as.
Visual Studio Code.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm. Let me
Continue.
see. Yeah. So for the front end development, it has some languages that we use, which is the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, a little of Java. So those three languages. Now we'll be starting with the first one. So then I'm coming. I want to share the stuff as open now. Let me share my screen. So then downloading. So we'll be starting with HTML and let's see how far we can go. Okay. So just like I was trying to explain, this is the website. This is our website. So I was just trying to explain, like this is the home page. This is the user side of this website where the user will interact with. This is cool now. So if you keep scrolling, you can maybe later on you visit the website too. So I was trying to explain if I should right click now. Just bear with me. My system has been piled up with so many jobs, so it's a bit slow and hanging. So I open so many softwares at the same time. So I want to open the back end for you to see the way it looks like. So there is loading. So look at the way it is. At the back here, I can see the codes they used to make this site. I can see the code that was used to design this site, and I can copy it. With time, you learn all this. So that's just it. The time you learn all this. Okay. So, so the system is using. Okay. So just like I was saying, I want to share my screen. Okay. So this is website. The website is a collection of web pages that can be accessed through the internet under a common domain name. Okay, so we have different website development technologies. We have the server, what the server does, and just like I was explaining, classifications of website development. That's the front end development. So the front end developers focus on the user side of websites, working with languages like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript to create user interfaces and user experience that are visually appealing and interactive. So we have back-end development, but our focus will be on this front-end development. Or about this typo error. So introduction to HTML. So when we talk about HTML, the full meaning of HTML is hypertext markup language. Let me present again and see it appear here. Okay. So the full meaning of HTML is hypertext markup language. So HTML is not a programming language. HTML is a browser language. And most times It is being understood only by browsers. It is not a programming language because we say it does not have a pattern, it does not have some rules. It's just anything you write, you likely see it on your browser. You likely see it on your browser. So that's what hypertext markup language does. So HTML is used to define the structure and content of a web page using a system of tags and attributes. So this is the standard markup language used to create pages. Okay, so when we talk about this HTML, HTML can be likened to a building where someone goes to buy a property, that's a land. After buying, the person start molding blocks. After molding the blocks, the next thing is the person starts by laying foundation and just build it like that. Just the structure alone. So HTML is used to define the structure and content of a web page using a system of tags and what? Attributes. So when we talk about HTML tags, they are keywords that are surrounded by angled brackets. They are keywords that are surrounded by angled brackets like this. What you're seeing, angle bracket, that's the greater than and the less than symbols. So that's what we call angle brackets. The benefit of coding is that it helps you to um, learn all the symbols on the keyboard. You learn them, use them all. So that's the benefit you get in coding. So HTML tags normally come in pairs like this. So the first one is called the start tag or the opening tag. While the second one, which is this that has a slash, is called the end tag or the closing tags. Take note, the difference between the first and the second one is that the first one just have the greater and less than symbol around the alphabet, while the closing tag has a slash before the alphabet and the greater than symbol. So when we talk about HTML element, it is everything from the start tag to the end tag. So I said previously that the software will be using. Take for instance, we have P. P is for paragraph. We want to repeat a paragraph. So it has this style that where you just put you be the one what to call declaration, you be the one to tell it, see, it is a paragraph. Oh, I want to repeat a paragraph. So P for paragraph. If not, if you type, it will just appear on a straight line. You will not know whether it is a heading or whether it is a paragraph. So we have BR for break, and our first task will be to create pages. Our first task will be to create pages. So I will now install what to call what? Broiler plate. So what is a broiler plate? A broiler plate is the block of reusable codes. You see it when I'll do it. So you create these pages, create a file and name it index.html. We'll create a folder step by step. You just use the step. Step one, create a folder in the file explorer and name it HTML class. That's the first step. So I can go to my desktop now. Just hold on. So I'll click on share. Okay. So I said I'll go to this, my file explorer. I'll click on desktop. I want to create a new folder. So go here to new folder. Once you left click on new folder, you see a new folder appear. So you can title it Technoid Coders HTML. Technoid Coders HTML. And you press enter. So once you're done with that, you head on to the Visual Studio Code. So if you don't have a Visual Studio Code, all you need to do is to go to your browser. Oh, don't worry, I'll send a video of how to install the Visual Studio Code. So you go to File, and you launch a Visual Studio Code. You go to File, go to Open Folder, you click on it. So just give it some time. So remember where you save your folder is on the desktop. You can save it anywhere, but just remember where you save it. So you click on this desktop so that you go there. You see Technic Coders HTML. You click on it and you click on select folder. For new users, you see trust the author, something, something, something. So all you need to do is to click on that black square, check it, then trust whatever language they will tell you. So just click on trust the author or something like that. So you have this. You just hold on. Once you do it properly, you see that the color of this place will change from purple to blue. So we've done that. So if you have this get started, click here to remove it. So we want to create files. So you click on the first icon here, this new file, the first plus, click on it, and you type index.html and you press enter. Remember that we're talking about what? HTML. So we're here. Remember that I said that we are to install what? Boilerplates. So we'll say create a folder in the file. Step 1, create a folder in the file explorer and name it HTML class. You can name that, yes. So the next one is open the Visual Studio Code software. We've done that. Left click on file, open folder, select the file from where it is saved. So create a file and name it what? Index.html. So our class project is what? HTML page structure. So the next thing is that I want to type HTML5 in order to do what? Install a boilerplate, of which a boilerplate is a block of reusable code. So once we choose HTML5, you see the way it is. So we'll come here, we'll say we type HT. The beauty of this software is I don't need to type everything. So as you're typing, always watch out for. They will suggest the closest things you have in mind to type. And all you need to do is just go there, you click on it. So once you click on it, you see all these things appear. So from line 1 to line 12 is what we call boilerplates. It's a block of reusable codes. You can use them over and over and over again. So the first thing that will need to come here is I want to change this thing and call it what? Home page. I'm going to call it home page. So come here to line 9. You click outside this. So let me explain this before I continue. So you can see that this boilerplate consists of so many things that you may not understand. The first one is doc type. So you be the one to tell it, just like I said previously, you are the one to instruct it. So doc type tells you what? Document type. What type of document? It's not Microsoft Word, it's not Excel, it's not PowerPoint, but it is what? HTML. So what language are you using? Is it EN for English or FR for French? It depends. So the next one is the head. So from line 3 to line 8 is connected. So the first one from line 4 to line 6 tells you that if you view this content on any device, you should do what? Adjust to the width, the device width. You should adjust to the device width. It shouldn't be that when I'm viewing a site on a phone, the image should be somewhere behind. I'll be trying to be arranging. No, it should automatically adjust. So if I'm viewing it on a tablet, it should adjust to the screen size. If I'm viewing it on a mini laptop, it should adjust. If I'm doing it that on a very large laptop screen, it should also adjust. So that's the meaning of line 6 to line 7. So line 4 to line 6, while line 7 is the title of the page. Just like you open a new page and write today's topic, write date. It's the same thing. So this is a new page. We need to title it. I changed it from documents to home page. So if I should just let me do control this. Uh-huh. If I should go live now, that's to see what I've done. Just hold on. And I want to view it on my browser. The local host browser that's on the system. You just hold on. It will come up. So I'll give you a task to do. You'll be the one to create another page. Let me show you again. The first one here. So you click and you type a page known as about.html. You press enter. You create another page. So I will give you the same way we install boilerplate in the index.html. The same way you install. I'll give you about 3 different pages to create and also install boilerplates. So if you check very well here, you see it. What's the name? Index.html. What's the title of this page? You're seeing a document. So I don't want it to be a document. Now I want to change that. All you need to do, you go to your index.html, double click on this, and you change it to home page. Just as I'm changing it, if you go to your browser too, it has changed. Whatever name you call it, that's how it will be. So, so whatever name you call it, that is how it will be. Okay. So I'll give you a task, a take-home task to create more pages for me. You create about.html, contact.html, and also services.html. So you create more three. I've created index and about. And you install boilerplates in them. Install boilerplates in them. About.html. Install boilerplates. Remember, is to just type ht. You come here, choose HTML5. Everything appear. You change the title be relative to the name of the page. I can just say, oh, because it's about the HTML, I can say about us. So if I want this to show for me, just hold on. So this was the previous page. This one is loading again, which is another page. Okay, so done. So the same thing I've done now two for you. So you really want to do services.html and contact.html. Look at it here, about us. So the title has changed from this other one to about us. Okay. So in the absence of any question, I'll stop the class here now. Quietly watch again. You can watch the video again to be able to master it and be sure of what we are doing, to be able to do the assignment properly and submit it. So all you need to do is just to have a screenshot of what you've done and you submit it there. So that'll be all for now. I'd like to say bye till next week. Thank you.